Hi guys, hi everyone, I'm Lisa and I come back here just to talk about how I've learned English. This is my first video for YouTube that I'm talking in English, so I'm a little nervous about it. I already record some videos in English and I post every week on Instagram, LinkedIn and Facebook, so if you want to check it, I will add here on the description of this video all my social medias and you can check it. But today I'm going to talk about how I've learned English. I learned English by myself, so it's a huge goal that I have in my life, and I'm so proud of myself that I did it, and I'm still learning. But right now I can just talk. I don't have to think about the things that I'm saying, and just the words just come out of my mouth, and I can say everything that I want. And it's amazing to can do this. And I've explained how I've learned, so I have to tell my story basically to tell to you how I've learned it, how I decided to learn English, how I saw that it was an important thing in my life. So basically, I started to learn English when I was 14 years old. I think I was in the middle school, and my professor of geography, he passed to us some activity about countries in Europe. We were learning about the countries in Europe, and he just said to us to choose a country and explain everything about it for the class. So I did it, and I have to say another thing here, two things, guys. I was a One Direction fan, so the first thought I have was, oh my god, I would take England, but my friend take England before me, so I can take England, so I can take English. So I decided to take Ireland, that is the country, the country of Niall Horan. So I decided, oh my god, why not? So I take it, and I was so completely in love with Ireland. Until now, I'm so passionate about it. And I have to say another thing about me. I am so curious. So when I take this activity, it was like amazing to me because I like to know more about new cultures, places, countries. I love to learn about their languages, and everything about it is the history. I'm so completely in love for history. It was one of my favorite subjects on high school, on middle school. I always love it. And when I took Ireland, I was like, I don't know how to be sure about this, so I put on YouTube and I watched it. So many videos, I found it so many videos about English accents on Ireland, to work and learn English in the same time. And I was like, oh my god, I want to do this. When I was like learning about this, I was like, I want to live it. And when I start to learn about the history and all the things about it, the places that they have in there, Dublin, Galway, Cork, and all those places, I was like, so beautiful. I always have this passion for old cities, old things, and things that makes us remember of history. And when I saw this, when I listened the Irish song, my heart just beat so fast that I think it will explode. I think really in home. I like to say that my heart is Irish. When I was learning about this and knowing about this, I was like, I want to live in there. I feel so well, so good when I watch these videos, and I want to live in this. It's a big goal in my life. I want to live in Ireland for not now, but in some years. In some years, I want to live in there. I want to have a life in there, and this is the main motive that I started to learn English. And yes, of course, I learned with One Direction a lot because I always liked to music. I always was a huge fan of music, so I like to see the lyrics. I like to sing with them. I'm not a good singer at all, but I like to see the lyrics and sing with them in the radio and all those things. So I start to learn with like this, with One Direction songs, because it's a just weird thing, but I know every word in their songs. And for me, know everything in their songs. I know all the lyric, like in Portuguese and English. That is my main language. I'm a Brazilian, so I talk in Portuguese, and I learned all the lyrics, so I can remember the words. It was like never enough. I learned by this song, the song of I think is Miriam. I've learned so many words because of it, and when I don't remember the meaning, I just can sing in my mind, and I really know the meaning of this word, and it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. And I always was like a huge fan of The Vampire Diaries, so I started to watch it in English, and it was when I started to understand many things in English. And I liked so much too about of the series, the originals, because the main characters have the British accent, and I love it. I think it's so beautiful, and I start to learn like this, seeing movies and series with Portuguese, in the subtitles in Portuguese, but I just do this connection in my mind, and I learn so many words by this way. And I start like this to learn, and some years ago I decided to go to Korea too. I started to learn more about it, and I was like so completely in love, and I decided to learn Korean by myself, and I did it. I can talk a little in Korean. I can talk a little in Korean. Yes, just a little. I can like live in Korea for a while and just ask for food and places and directions and all those things, so I can survive in Korea. But I decided to do this, and I was like looking for a scholarship to study in there and have college in there. So I started to learn so much Korean. I effort so much to do this, but in the last year I find the profession of my life. I was thinking about in that time to do tourism college in Korea, because the tourism in Korea is like, oh my god, it's so incredible, and I love the history thing about Korea and how the houses, the hanok, and all those things. And okay, we can talk about this in another video, but I started to learn more English, because we need English to communicate with people in Korean too. We need Korean and English, so we start to learn these two languages. But my mainly takeoff in English, I can say, was in the last year when I discovered the profession of my life that I'm so completely in love, that is aviation. I start to see, because of a philosophy class, my teacher passed another homework to us. It was in a group, and my friend sent me a video of a flight attendant of Emirates, and I start to see her videos, because it was about the culture. We stay with Islamism, so she was talking about this, and I start to see one video and then another, and I start to think about that, and this keeps in my mind, and I was like, oh my god, this is interesting. So I started to learn more about the profession, why do we have to be a flight attendant here in Brazil, outside of Brazil, abroad of Brazil. So I started to learn, and I started like so completely in love, everything about the aviation, how it works, it just so interesting to me. So I started to learn, and I did my flight attendant course in this year. I finished a few months ago, and I just realized how right I was about this profession. I know that have many things that are so difficult about this, things that we have to learn to deal with, but in things that if it just happen is in our hands. If some passenger just passed just a problem with healthy or something like this, or if we have to do a landing of emergency, we have to know all those things. And first of all, I was so scared about this, because it's our responsibility. We have to care with them and take and all those things, and I don't know everything about this. So I started to learn about how to do it. I started to develop myself to learn how to deal with the things. I'm a shy person. I'm so ashamed of many things. My communication was terrible in the last year, but I started to improve myself in this, and now I feel confident about this. I know the procedures and all those things, and I think pretty soon I can go and live this dream in navigation. And I know that right now I'm more prepared than I was in the last year, because I've learned so much. I started to work, and I learned a lot every day with that. I'm communicating with people, I'm helping people. So the learning that this process is take a long time to happen, and I'm so proud that I started to do it in the last year, when I was in the last year of high school, because right now I feel more ready to this, to be in this. I'm feel more secure to be in this profession, because I think it's a big profession and it's so important. And I'm talking about this because this was made my English literally take off, because I'm doing a self-improvement course, and in that we have some rooms of conversation. We can go into these rooms every time that we want and talk with people, and this was what made me just take off in my English, because I started to go into classrooms of English every day and talk with people, and it was amazing place to be. Just don't be the right thing and say wrong things, because we are like all learning. So is a best way to learn is talking, because if you want to communicate with people, we have to talk, and if you don't talk, we never will talk in English fluently or advance it. So this was the biggest motive that my English literally take off. As I said, I start to go every day in these English classes. I start to talk alone. When I saw videos in English, one thing that I love to do is see videos in English about countries and all those things, learn about new cultures. So I watch it a lot, and right now I don't need English subtitles to understand. I'm just listening and I can understand. It's amazing to do this independence we have in the language when we learn and we know how to use it is amazing, guys. And so just resume everything that I said here. I start to learn with music. So much music is the best way we can sing, and we can use many of our senses to learn. So if we use more senses to learn, like the vision, the sounds and all those things, is amazing. And so I learn about music with series, with TV shows. I start to see Friends in the last year, and it helps me a lot because I start to understand so many things, so many expressions. I start to learn seeing videos on YouTube. I study too. I study the verb tenses too. In YouTube, have many great teachers on YouTube, and it's free. So we have so many ways to learn English right now because we are surrounded by English. Even in Brazil, we have many words that we use in our daily life that is from English. So you just have to learn it and have it like go for it. So it's basically like that I learn English. This is my first video in English, so I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching this video if you watched this whole video. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I think I will record more videos in English. If you like it, please let me know here down below. And bye, guys. I see you on the next one.